What is up, everyone? It's Whack. Welcome you to semifinals of SDS Season 10. We're coming down to the wire. We only have 2 games this week. Obviously, next week we'll have finals to watch, and that'll be it. I think for finals, I'm going to try to get the pace from each player, but this week I didn't really bother with that. Anyways, so our first game, we have Orin versus Jaden. We have Eternatus, Metagross, Meowscarada, Kyurem, Nidoqueen, and Rotom Wash. On Oran's side, on Jaden's side, we have Fluttermane, Mega Scissor, Azelf, Terra, Great Tusk, Rayquaza, and Alolan Muck. I guess on Oran's side, we also have Terra Kyurem. So, pretty interesting matchup. Scissor matches up really well into this team, I feel. Those top 4 really don't like to see Scissor. Even like Nidoqueen kind of has a hard time switching in. Rotom Wash doesn't have the best longevity because it's Rotom Wash and it kind of sucks. And I would say from Orange side, Terra Kyurem, I guess depending on the Terra. Hints, I already kind of know what it is. But Terra Kyurem can always kind of deal with Scissors, so yeah. So, starting things off, we're going to see Terra Electric on Kyurem, Terra Grass on Great Tusk. I'm trying to figure out what Terra Grass would be for. I don't know what Terra Grass is for. Because I know Orin surprisingly didn't bring Moltres. And he also didn't bring Spectrier. But Grass doesn't really help with those. Maybe it's for, like, Rotom. But, like, Rotom can still Wisp you, so I'm not really sure what Grass is for. So we're going to see Lead Meow. We're going to fling a Flame Orb into the Azelf. So basically this is a repeat of last week, where we see the first game being Lead Fling. Lead Fling Flame Orb. Turn 1. We're going to see Stealth Rock go up with Azelf. So basically, I think Orin was expecting Scissor to come in and for Azelf to not stay in. But I suppose if you're leading Azelf into like an obvious lead Meowscarada, then you're probably Scarf, U-turn, or you're like Sash. But if you're a Scarf U-turn, I'm not really sure why Meow would stay in on Azelf. I guess you would suppose this is Sash at that point. Yeah, so we're gonna get off a Spike with Meowscarada. Scissor's gonna come in though on the Sucker Punch, and we're gonna see Rotom Wash come in. Take some chip from that. We're gonna see U-turn does about 20. That doesn't really do that much, but I guess the Scissor is like very bulky, and so is this Rotom. Nidoqueen is gonna come in, take some chip from Roxas. We're gonna see Substitute from Fluttermane. We're going to see Shadow Ball does about 41% to Nidoqueen, which is kind of a lot. We are going to see the EQ break the sub as we see Stealth Rock go up. Scissor will come in on the double as Meowscarada comes in. So I guess Orin was just going to sack Meowscarada there because Meow kind of failed with the Fling Flame Orb, and it really can't do too much to like Scissor. Although Scissor is pretty chipped down, so like, I don't know. I guess you can preserve and see if Scissor can get chipped down. We're going to see a Roost, though, as we see Rotom Wash come in. We are going to see Pain Split. So, okay, so Orin is not in a good spot right now. Because it seems like his Meow is like pretty much dead soon. He didn't bring... Actually, Xerneas gets Defog, and I guess Rotom has Defog, or can get Defog, but... Our Meow, our Rotom, and our Nidoqueen are getting pretty low. Jaden just roosted back up with Scissor, so everything else is still pretty healthy. Azelf is pretty much dead, but I suppose like it got a kill. I think like it kind of did what it needed to do with the Rocks Endeavor. We're gonna switch in Metagross there. We're gonna Bullet Punch. We're going to see Tusk come in. We're going to see the Booster Speed, which means it's not going to be very bulky. We're going to see it bulk up into an Iron Defense. Okay, so Tusk isn't very strong, but it still did 59%. through the +2, which is kind of crazy. We're going to see another Iron Defense. Headlong Rush is going to knock out Metagross, so I think Orin maybe was expecting to live. But yeah, I guess he kind of miscalced there. Maybe it was like the rocks being up kind of messed him up. I don't know. Like, I think he would have lived if he didn't have to take that, like, 6% or so. But yeah, Draining Kiss is pretty much going to heal back Xerneas to full. We're going to see Scissor come in, though. And Xerneas will switch out. Rotom Wash will come in on the U-turn. So Rotom Wash is going to go down, but Scissor is going to get chipped down. And it's going to have to deal with Spikes and Rocks as it comes back in. Rayquaza is going to switch in, though. I think at that point, Orin... I think how it works is Jaden had to choose him on, and then Orin was able to react to whatever he picked. Dragon Ascent won't KO Xerneas, and Xerneas is going to be able to KO Draining Kiss. We will see a critical hit, but because of the minus defense, I don't think that crit really mattered. Scissor is going to come in, and I think we're going to see... Oh, we're going to see Draining Kiss. That's kind of crazy. Like, I'm pretty sure if this was Moonblast, like, Scissor died. So I'm surprised we didn't see just Bullet Punch there. But we're going to see a Roost, so I guess Jaden ended up guessing correctly that this is probably like a Calm Mind Xerneas. Although, like, I wouldn't be surprised if it was like Moonblast with like Calm Mind Draining Kiss plus a move like, I think it gets like Earthquake to hit like Muck is probably what I would have guessed. Nidoqueen's going to come in on the Bullet Punch, which kind of stinks because Jaden could have Bullet Punched again to kill it, but for some reason he decided to let Scissor go down. And I'm not really sure why we did that, because I think here, like, we kinda, like, we eat a lot of chip from Xerneas. Muck doesn't really want to come in on the hazards. Xerneas should always live a hit from, like, Flutter Mane, and nothing on this team is letting Flutter Mane set up. So I think what's happening here is we're going to see Nidoqueen is just going to stay in and just eat the hit. I suppose maybe you could have sacked off Xerneas, but Flutter Mane getting off like a sub and getting off a Calm Mind would have been really problematic for Orin. So yeah, you just sack Queen there. But because we let Scissor die, now Kyurem can come in. It's obviously loaded dice. We're going to see Terra Electric. We're going to see the Moonblast. So I think what Jaden might have been going for here was Moonblast crit. But yeah, we're going to see the DD, and then we're going to see Leftovers on the Kyurem. We're going to see Ice Skull Spear will knock out the Flutter Mane. Flutter Mane will go down. Muckalola is going to come in, eat some hazards, and Terra Blast is going to pretty much almost knock it out. But we go for Terra Blast over Ice Skull Spear because we are Leftovers and not loaded dice, which is interesting. Poison Jab. We will get the Poison. However, I don't think Jaden... Yeah, Jaden doesn't really care to... Well, I guess I assume he didn't have Shadow Sneak or something on the set. So, yeah, Orin is going to win this game just very narrowly. The Xerneas healed back up to full, like, twice. Kyurem, obviously MVP that game. Yeah, I don't know if in this scenario, if letting Scissor die was the best play. Because I think he was worried about Kyurem just setting up on him, but I think you just... I feel like you just Bullet Punch the Nidoqueen, and then you U-turn on Kyurem. Your Muck always ate, like, one hit, and Scissor was slower, so you can get in Muck or even, like, probably not Flutter Mane. I guess it depends if Kyurem DDs, but if Kyurem doesn't DD, like, you can go Flutter Mane, but if he does DD, I think you go Muck. I suppose you didn't know it wasn't loaded dice, because if it was loaded dice Ice Skull Spear, I think this Muck would have died, because what was the health? 13%? Terra Blast being 80 base power, Ice Skull Spear being 100 base power with loaded dice. Yeah, I suppose Ice Skull Spear probably would have killed, so I guess he didn't want to go for Muck. So I think that makes sense why he went for the Moonblast. I think he went for Moonblast crit. because I think he assumed it was loaded dice and then he saw leftovers. I still feel like I don't know, like Scissor U-turn into like Muck, get some chip with Muck, go back into Scissor, Bullet Punch into Bullet Punch would have maybe won the game. Xerneas might have not died to a Bullet Punch, but I also feel like Xerneas can't really beat Scissor. So I don't know, I could be wrong. Like, I could be very much overestimating Scissor, but I don't know the calcs. Jaden and Orin definitely know the calcs, but I think Jaden felt like he had to go for crit Moonblast, which is what I think. So if that was the case, then well played on both sides. Either way, well played on both sides. I think we saw some pretty neat stuff. We saw Fling Flame Orb, we saw Rock's Endeavor lead Azalf, which is not really... I mean, like, it's not, like, the most common Azalf set in the world anymore, because Gen 4 is no longer a thing. So, yeah. Our next game is going to be Steven versus Chickadee. We're going to see Okidogi, Terra Zarude, Mega Mewtwo... no, it's just Mewtwo. Mewtwo, Gliscor, Corviknight, and Mega Diancie. We're going to see Terra Enam, Kieran Black, Landorus, Empoleon, Grimmsnarl, and Eternatus on Chickadee's side. So on Steven's side, we're going to see lead Okidogi into Eternatus, and he's going to swap out Okidogi. So he did the same thing in both battles, is he leads Okidogi and then switches out. Why? I do not know. We're going to see Dynamax Cannon, though, and we're going to see Protect into another... Ooh, we're going to see a Protect into Agility. So I guess Chickadee here was predicting the Protect or even like a Roost probably. And he's just trying to bait the EQ. We're going to see Rocks go up. We're going to see another Agility. And we're going to see Gliscor switches out into Corviknight. We're going to see Dynamax Cannon does about 27%. But Fire Blast is going to be able to pick up the KO on Corviknight. Fuck you, Corviknight. Mewtwo's going to come in, and because we didn't activate Policy, I think Chick feels like he has to switch out here. We're going to see a Nasty Plot from Mewtwo. And then we're going to see a T-Wave into the Mewtwo. And we're going to see Ice Beam. So, okay, so maybe a little bit of a spoiler alert, but I'm going to be counting how many turns this Mewtwo doesn't get paralyzed. So, we see one turn, no para. We're seeing a Sucker Punch into the Mewtwo. I guess maybe... I guess supposedly Grimmsnarl might just be slower than Mewtwo. Because I think he has to go for Speed Tie. Yeah, we have to go for Speed Tie and Eternatus, I think. So Grimmsnarl probably wasn't that... probably wasn't faster after T-Wave. We're see Kieran Black come in on Gliscor. And we're going to see the EQ, which doesn't do too much damage. But we're going to see Eternatus come in, and that's very interesting. We're going to see Toxic. I don't really know why Chick played that way. I feel like Kieran could have, like, low-key won the game if we just had DD. If we had just clicked DD there, so I'm not really sure what we were going for. Like, even if Gliscor went, like, Toxic and then Protect, that's, like, 18%. And then you have, like, what, 1 or 2 more turns to, like, kill two of these mons that aren't Gliscor, because you just spam Icicle Spear, right? So I guess I don't really understand. I also don't... Oh, because we switched out of Gliscor. So we're going to Mega Diancie, Sludge Wave into the Encore, and we're going to see Gliscor come in on the Sludge Wave. I mean, like, Sludge Wave is not, like, the worst click in the world. Empoleon will be able to come in and get 2-shot by Earthquake, supposedly. Yeah. Yeah, so we'll just see the EQ. And Empoleon will go down. Now we'll see Kieran Black comes back in on the rock. So, like, we're just in the same position. Except Gliscor is more healthy. I guess Diancie is a little bit chipped, but I don't think Diancie was the problem. If you're, like, DD with Iron Head on your set, in case you're scared of Diancie, like, not Mega Evolving, like, sure. But I also, like, I don't know. I just feel like Chick wasted some turns there. We're going to see Icicle Spear, though. We'll kill Gliscor, finally, so Gliscor can no longer be super annoying. Mega Diancie will get the KO with Moonblast. Crit does not matter. Eternatus will come in, and we'll click Sludge Wave to KO the Diancie. So Eternatus is in a really good spot. Zarude's actually going to come in as Lando T comes in. We are going to see the Terra Water with Clear Amulet. So I'm assuming probably Terra Blast didn't KO Landorus if it was just +1 over +2. We will see Terra Fairy play rough Enamorous. Very interesting. I wonder if Moonblast would have... I mean, like, obviously Moonblast, if you were, like, special, would have done more, because Zarude has less special defense. I suppose maybe you're going for, like, a contrary set with, like, Player of Superpower. Actually, I think I know Chick's Paste. I don't remember, though. Eternatus will come in, though, and because Zarude didn't get to click Agility, we are going to see Dynamax Cannon. Mewtwo's going to come in, and we're going to switch out in a Grimmsnarl. Interesting. We will see Ice Beam, and Eternatus is going to come back in, unfortunately. Well, not unfortunately, but it's going to come back in on Mewtwo. We're going to see the Dynamax Cannon. Mewtwo will get paralyzed. Okay, so this Mewtwo clicked 3 buttons. I feel like a 1 in 3 chance to get parried is pretty fair for what's about to happen. So yeah, we'll see Sludge Wave. For some reason, Steven says GG's already. Dynamax Cannon doesn't really do too much because Ice Punch will freeze the Eternatus, but we're gonna activate our policy. You know, the interesting thing is, I feel like I remember watching a Wi-Fi video, and someone activated a policy with Ice Beam, but the funny thing is it activated policy before getting frozen. Not that it really matters, but I feel like that's an interesting interaction. So, yeah, Steven ends up hacking his way to victory. And now people said this Mewtwo was pretty fair. Actually, it might have only, I think it only clicked... No, it's still 1 in 3. He clicked Ice Beam twice with... Yeah, he clicked Ice Beam twice, paralyzed. And then the third time he tried clicking a button, he got parried. In my opinion, I think a 1 in 3 chance to paralyze something, especially when you have the intent of paralyzing something with T-Wave, like, that's what you're going for some of the time. Like, for the most part, I personally click T-Wave to, like, slow stuff down, but, like, you can, like, it also offers more, like, setup opportunities if your opponent gets, like, paralyzed a lot. But, like, I don't know, as a person that gets T-Bolt full parried, like, all the fucking time, and, yeah, like, I don't know. I would have gotten parried, like, 3 times out of 3. And Chick gets frozen, and, like, I don't know. I think Chick got, not bailed. I think Chick got unfair RNG, but it was still a close game regardless, especially considering what Steven did with all the crits last week. Yeah, I'm trying, oop, I don't want to do that. Trying to be super positive here, but I'm a little bit triggered, you can say. But yeah. Anyways, Chickadee will lose, and finals will be Ornn versus Steven. These were both fantastic games until, like, that Ice Punch freeze. I do think Chick maybe played a little bit weird with the Kyurem, but, I mean, he would have won. He would have won. I think when he saw the EQ, like, he wanted to go into Eternatus and click Agility on Gliscor EQ. Like, I think that's what he was going for, but it didn't really happen that way. So, yeah. Anyways, I will see you guys... Well, actually, first, I guess, is there, like, anything heat of the week this week? We tried Policy Eternatus again. Did not work, so I can't really give it to him. It might be this Azalf. And again, like, I guess during playoffs I shouldn't really need to, like, award Heat of the Week. I think I could give it to Meowscarada. I could give it to Azolf. I mean, this is like more of a basic Azolf set. I could give it to, I thought Encore Mega Diancie was a cool bring. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I'll award like Heat of the Week this week, but regardless, we saw some cool stuff, and I hope to see an interesting finals game between Ornn and Steven. So we got Terrakirum versus Terrazuru, and I think those, other than Zygarde, I think those are my picks for like the best Terra captains. Although it was pretty obvious, I think. Other than, I guess, Terrapagos, but I didn't really count Terrapagos as like a Terramon almost. Because it doesn't really function as much as a Terramon. And yeah, I will see you guys next week. Thanks for watching.